We are going live now, actually, starting on Upward. So yeah, this is the UGC Platinum Highlander Grand Finals of Season 30 between Feila eSports and Super Dickmann's KANNONEN. It's going to be a best of 3, starting off on Upward. I'll take down the SDCK roster. May is on Scout, Jackie Legs on Soldier, Yahoo, Pyro, Nubby is on Demo, who played for them in the last ETF12 season. But Sandburn has been main for them so far this one. Bosca on Heavy, Clark on Engineer, Gedu on Medic, Sniper is Kazarok, and Zeman on Spy, filling in for Mezzo, who is their usual main. Now, do you want to tell me about Feila there, Buck?
Yeah, Feila going to be having middle on Scout, who has previously played Heavy for them quite a while, played with Joe for a long time at this point. We have Hugo's, alias is Hugh, half his name there, on Soldier. We've got Eggy Bread, which is V-Clocks, who's played for them for a bit in the past as well, on Pyro. Got Joe, Classic Joe, on the demo with Poi on Heavy. Rambo, we'll be playing NG. We've got Layla, part of the power couple with Joe on Medic. We've got Carpy playing Sniper, and Ajay, who's alias to Sen, will be playing Spy.
Yeah, we'll be starting off on a Classic. It is Upward. We'll have SDCK attacking first in the blue, and Feila in the red defending. And this was actually picked by Feila, so, you know, you'd expect them to come out strong here. Nubby is the first casualty, with Yahoo also dying in this suicide with Rambasaur picking up both kills, and actually Joe finding out Zeman there, piping him down, and so many kills actually. Everybody dead except for May, who is going to get cleaned up. Gedu obviously chilling in spawn there, but nobody dying for Feila there, and a pretty strong defense there, Buck.
Yeah, really strong defense from Feila, but I do like the SDCK sent their entire team in that sack wave. It's good to get all the pressure in. And I actually was surprised at how far Clark got in around the back. He was only stopped by the sentry, but yeah, go another sack coming in now.
Yeah, they're coming in again. Jackie Legs, Yahoo, Nubby all going down. Carpy there, who's probably going to be one to watch, but Kazarok takes him down with a headshot. And you know what? Second suicide wave. Cart's not really moved much, but I would say getting out Carpy and Joe from the equation is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, Carpy and Joe going down there. I mean, have they still got this teleport? Yeah, teleport is still up for Rambo. No sort of slap onto it yet. Rambo, oh, the force comes out though. Rambo's going down quite low as well. I'm going to try to take this trade on the Pyro as best as they possibly can. Carlos is still going to move up there. Boys are sitting on this high ground trying to deny, but I've got a feeling they might give this up unless they can get Joe back in here.
Yeah, the respawns have come in, and because of that teleporter, and the conch comes in from Hugo, so much damage going down. Carpy takes down two, Kazarok and Nubby taking them down in quick succession, and SDCK is still trying to fight this, but Hugo's conch has done so much, and that's allowed the rest of Feila eSports to get into a decent position here to regroup. Their spawns are coming in, and like you said, like that teleporter is still alive, and then we go Poi out straight from the respawn queue into the teleporter, back into the action tray. SDCK keep pressuring here, trying to get nice and aggressive. Sentry's gone down again, Carpy's gone down again, and lots of pressure going down on these players. I think SDCK may be getting the cap here. Layla is so weak, 11 HP, but she does manage to escape with her team. Nearly 2 minutes though on the first point alone. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad hold there, to be fair. I mean, good on the first few sacks, but massive play from Jackie Legs there. He actually talks bigger Jackie Legs, gets for a big bomb now. Actually, they decide to use that into their combo. They get the trade going. It's going to be a bit awkward though, because they just got back up. Uber's over. Oh, the pipe comes in though. It reflects off Rambo's sentry as it sort of explodes onto it, and Layla going down there. But yeah, it's not going to be very good going into this third hold.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting strategy. Yeah, they're just beaming Nubby and just, you know, counting on him to do a ton of DM damage, just walking forward, and manages to make them flash and gets down Layla. So, I mean, the trade there was good enough for SDCK to maybe just dry push it, but the fact they get Layla as well means they're going to have a big advantage. And it is probably better than, you know, being in the situation where people have a huge advantage, because they kind of get a little bit too eager to push the third point. Whereas right now they can just chill, wait until they've got the charge, know that they're going to get it, and actually Zeman gets the backstab onto Carpy, so there is no sniper to deal with for the time being. Eggy Bread, that is V-Clocks getting headshot. That means no Pyro to deny this Uber when it does come in, no sniper to make them force early. Feila are not looking in a good position right now.
Yeah, going down, like I said, it could be a bit of a dial for them, but I mean, Conch comes out from Hugo, manages to go down though, but I mean, Gedu in the meantime does go down there, so no medics try and push this in. Cart still at the bottom of this roller coaster area, but remember on this third point, the cart is the thing that matters. You've got to try and push it up all the way through these tracks, and with Rambo's aggressive sentry here, mirroring what Clark likes to do actually a lot for SDCK, we'll have to see if they can actually come, like, fight against their own strat that SDCK like to do on this point.
Actually, just pointing so much work on the heavy there, just, you know, being in the right position seems to be a real focal point of the combo in this Feila lineup. And this sentry from Rambo, I'm liking it. It's this aggressive sentry that we did see teams start to adopt. You know, when they have the space, it denies the cart. Joe getting 2 kills there, Nubby and Yahoo both going down. They're trying to push the cart here. Zaman trying to reset the cart, but then just gets gunned down by Py. He's on a 4 kill streak now. And what was looking so good for SDCK, they're really struggling to get this cart pressure, and they do have a huge advantage again, but the fact that this cart is in where it is, Hugo has control of the high ground, Carpi is watching, like, it's gonna be not that simple, and they're gonna actually have to work for this again. Actually, they're getting pressure again. He's gonna get forced by his Archie. He just walks forward and just shanks him and forces, and they have to flash a ton of people.
Oh, it might be the force, but it's done a lot of damage for them so far. The gun goes down. Hugo's still in this top area though, gets one rock onto Gedu. Gedu going down so low there, but with Nubby going down, having no damage to front push this, but like, I don't know, either way, Pyro walks forwards here, pushes him out of the third point with Poker coming in from the side house, and eventually they get that car pressure in, so I think that ad and that force kind of maybe being the saving grace there.
Yeah, they will manage to get... Oh no, they're using the Uber here, Feila. They want to keep defending this third point, but May is actually just on the cart, getting it up that final stop. No, it starts slipping down. Kazarok manages to take down Joe, so no demo. And this Uber use... Oh, probably not the smartest decision, because it means now there is no Uber for the last point hold. SDCK get the third point anyway, and they keep their medic alive. So they have a huge advantage here, talking about 40% at least, as they're starting to take the high ground on this last point. 5:26 for the first 3 points is fairly fast, but now with this huge advantage, and Kazarok takes down Carpi, Poi goes down to Poker as well. All of the classes winning their battles. Poker is going to take down Hugo as well, and SDCK just clearing space as it looks like they want to take a scout Uber into the top here.
I was going to say, they're doing this massive mistake here of trying to hold up top, not on ad. And Layla's having to just cross all the sight lines in the world. Manages to get out though, surprisingly, but Rambo's going down, not managing to get that wrangle off. Carpi's still just left alone up on this high ground trying to snipe them, but the cart is getting progressed so much. Hugo goes in for the big bomb onto the cart, but they're not rushing this. Layla does have 100% here, but they're losing players very quickly here.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point in having a charge if you don't have the players to do something with it. And actually, all middle does a great job there, denying Jackie Legs with the bomb. There is damage being put down onto the cart, but Uber is going to be a solo Joe Uber, and Yahoo is just going to push him away and give his team a little bit of space to escape there. And yeah, Gedu is actually gone, safe, away from the danger. Yahoo actually runs back in again, takes down middle. Is he going to get anyone else? Oh, he almost gets Joe. But it has enabled things to kind of equalize a little bit here now, Buck. I mean, equal Ubers, Feila have the high grounds. Might be enough things to maybe initiate a bit of a stalemate and time for them to think.
Maybe, but they lose their soldier and they lose their pyro. I mean, Wiethoofd is back in here now, but I mean, slight ad. They're going to push in all this staircase at the same time. Poker's taking a lot of damage here. They need their demo with them here. I don't know where Nubby is. I mean, yeah, Heavy kind of just feeding there. Gedu's kind of in a weird location right now. He's like underneath them. So when he just drop down and get some damage onto him. But the sticks start coming in. Joe's trying to push him out. Gedu still hasn't got Uber here. They're going to get trapped in. They're starting to run in to the pyro and scout, and there we go. Joe gets the kill. But hopefully they're going to leave later up here. Wiethoofd needs to live here. And he dies as well. Layla's gonna have to get out. That was such an awkward exchange.
Yeah, Layla's running into the spawn. She has no one else, and May actually chasing, just not fast enough. But you know, 3 players down, 4 players down. Actually, the sentry is being unprotected as Rambosaur is there, and Carpi has to manage to, you know, shoot Jackie Legs there in the head in order to stop him from capping the point. And Layla actually uses her Uber. I'm not sure if it was a panic use, whether she thought everything was going wrong, but now she's just trying to heal Joe, and there's too many people in Joe. Yeah, he's just going to run forward. Gets the reflect pipe kill onto Joe. Shotguns down Layla. SDCK is swarming the cart like locusts. Managed to get it in. 7:58, just under 8 minutes there. And I don't even want to begin to ask you to where, like, analyze that, Buck. Analyze those last like 45 seconds.
I can try and analyze them. I mean, pretty much it all fell apart from the up top. area, I mean, essentially Layla was having to go back, right? The comms were probably cluttered to hell, so Layla was just like panicking. The cart was about to go into the ramp bit into last, so she thinks, okay, middle's here to block, middle can block this because he can just run onto it pretty easily, alright? But then the problem is you've got the spawns coming in, they have faster spawns on offense, they just swarm in through main, like you said, on Locust onto the cart. And by that time, yeah, for some reason, though, they decided to just play low ground there. What they should have done is they should have gone to the high ground, right? And, like, it still would have been harder for them to kill Joe, because they would have had to rely on their sniper, apart from just, like, their pyro holding W. And then they would have been able to spam the cart a bit, and force the pyro into the cart and get some bombs onto it, possibly, with people spawning. But, yeah, when you start losing the spawns that quickly, it just goes downhill from there.
Absolutely, and I mean, it's not the fastest time we've seen. It's definitely closer to fast than slow. You know, say if you hit the 10-minute mark, then you definitely consider yourself not in a great position. But both teams are going to be looking at this and seeing, you know, it's winnable. You know, but it's going to come down to those mistakes, isn't it? Who's going to be, you know, the big casualty, the big drop maybe, as Joe leaps all the way back to Spore. He's going for the telly.
Yeah, I've seen him do this like quite recently, actually, just in like some general like scrims on upward. I think he just decides to go for the telly instead and then come back in. He likes to do the same thing on Bad Water, actually, where he sticky jumps behind and sticky jumps back in sometimes. So I don't know. Maybe this is like the Joe. This is like the Joe zone extreme, I guess. Maybe for second.
Clark's trying to rebuild it. Oh no, Clark's stuck in spawn now. Clark's stuck in spawn because Joe stayed there at the spawn.
Oh wow! 5-head play.
He's had to use the Eureka effect again to get back into the action, and I mean, I feel like that could have been abused more if Joe was communicating that to his team. They could have said, you know, hey, you know, we've got the NG locked in spawn, make a play on the sentry. But nothing came of it, and no Ubers have been used.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, yeah, Eureka effect is in play, so, you know, Plat is smartly going to decide to just go back into the action with the exit being up as well. I think if they killed the exit, that would have been an interesting strat. They really should have focused the exit there, and then Clark would have been able to get back easily, and then maybe the gun would have gone down easily, but hey ho, the Ubers are trading.
Ubers have been traded on the high ground. Middle actually gets headshot there by Kazarok, so no scout cleanup going to be for the time being.
Yeah, Getty, you're taking a lot of damage there, actually. Almost dying to like 3 sticks was going underneath him, but Cobb going down quite low here. Is going to get an arrow. As he's going to try and sort of walk up with the rest of his team. Unfortunately, the soldier going down there as well. Hugo taking some fire damage. Nice snipe onto Joe, though. Might deny them in.
I mean, Feila, it looks like they want to just try and take this dry, just walk forward, but they just tanking so much damage. I mean, Nubby there takes down Poi with the pipes. Joe's going to be on the respawn, but SDCK are quite happy to just hold this line, and Feila are trying to edge themselves forward, but they're not getting the picks. That's the problem.
Yeah, Zamana May being very aggressive on this flank as well, just trying to deny him this hill area. Carpy taking so much like hit scan damage as well as the spam from Jackie Legs. He's actually used his conch, I see, from Jackie Legs. Yeah, doing a casual black box conch play. Goes down very low here. Another bombing from Hugo. Not going to find anything though. Maybe a bit like sort of just ad hoc jump in, but the Uber's again going to come out. But Gedu has a lot of time to just use in here.
Yeah, Uber's being traded, and SDCK have a much better. They do lose Jackie Legs though, who's often a big recipient of heals in those post-Uber fights due to, you know, running that conch. So that's not going to be incredible. Wow, May gets the cleaver kill onto Poi there, and again, you know, Feila not getting any kills with these Uber exchanges. They've finally taken down May, but Middle gets headshot again by Kazarok. Kazarok's got something against the scout main, it seems. Carpy just gets pressured, and Feila are just slowly doing this, but it's taken them, what, nearly 3 minutes now to even get close to getting this cart capped. And SDCK don't look out of, you know, they don't look uncomfortable at all.
Yeah, the priorities from SDCK, they know what picks to go for. I mean, Jackie just absolutely tunnel visioning Carpy there, does manage to get him as well. It means that there's no sniper on this high ground for a few seconds, and it means that they can open up the space a bit. Again, the bomb comes in from Hugo onto the high ground. Does manage to get Nubby though, and Jackie going down. No splash damage, they surely are going to get this point now with no splash damage.
Yeah, a lot of people. Get goes down to 2 HP. He dies at 94%. He gets cleaned up, and actually, Joe going down to Clark's sentry as Clark running away there left his level 1 sentry, and it cleans up Joe, and he's probably the one who would be launching himself forward to try and take some space. It's still doable. They have a Poker gets taken down there by Agi, but yeah, I mean, now they have an advantage. This is kind of similar to what we saw from SDCK. You know, they had this advantage going on to third, and it took like a really good third hold, but it does look like they want to get something done on this second point, and they are killing the people on the cart. You see Jackie Legs and May trying to do that cheeky thing where they just block the objective, block the cart, and that means that realistically your team can't push forward. But the sentry goes down, Hugo going for the big jump, and yeah, SDCK realize we can't hold onto this anymore. We don't have an uber advantage, and they're just going to back up onto third.
Yeah, however, they've killed an extra minute off this, a minute and a bit, because by this time there was been like a 2-minute push, but now it's like a 3 minutes, so, you know, when you've got like another 3.5 minutes to try and hold this, which should be doable for them on this third hold. They've got their heavy and their soldier just sitting up top here. Jackal is trying to build this conch as best as he can, and he's going to try and buff their sniper. Passive sentry from Plat, though, not going to be mirroring what Rambo does, as the Uber does come in since they respect the ad.
Yeah, they are just backing up. Gedu very, very weak, down to about 50 HP there, but does live. And Poker with the 2K takes down Layla. Oh no!
Yeah, just adding to the kills to the logs. But we've got 3 snipes right now for Kaza just on this sort of tracks area. Actually, going to try and declick behind, maybe go for a pick here. Oh, he whiffs the stab! Oh, that's unlike Agi, that is. That's very unlucky. But yeah, going to be 100% for Gedu. Going to be pretty comfortable. Got 3 minutes left this time.
This is something we see so often, you know, teams going in to take like an uber advantage, you know, an exchange, whatever, and no focus on the objective. That cart is still at the bottom of all of the ramps it needs to go up. You know, even if it was a fail uber, if people have been on the objective at the same time, then you know, stuff could have gone. But it does look like Feila want to pressure the cart here with their heals. They do get it up that first ramp. Layla is extremely weak. Zaman is lurking around, trying to maybe go for a shot with the ambassador. Does go in and gets caught out. He's very weak and does get picked off. Uber is used by Gedu, and SDCK just chalking more time off of the board here, approaching the 2-minute mark. And I mean, they are down Kazarok and Jackie Legs. Now Clark as well. Sentry down, NG down. They're bleeding players, Buck. Tell me what's going on.
God, this is weird play from SDCK. Kind of, maybe like a complacency thing, but they've got 2 minutes left. Like, this is doable for Feila if they try and just get time around the cart here. Like, I don't know why they didn't just sort of regroup on the inside area and just get heals. They had heal advantage as well, so all they had to do was just play around Gedu and maybe block the cart a bit. But I mean, either way, they're gonna be actually Gedu going down as well, which is gonna be pretty tragic for them. They have to sort of do a spawn hold here. We'll see what they do. No, they're going under. Okay.
They want to hold top here. I mean, maybe they're just trying to get a bit of an aggressive hold to catch, you know, Feila out. I mean, at the end of the day, 1 minute 30 left on the clock. There is an advantage, but it's only about 20%. And in Highlander, that isn't a huge deal all of the time. And Feila have to, you know, push the car in. This has to be a successful push because there's not going to really much time afterwards. A conch is used by Jackie Legs, trying to take some space, but Kazarok with the pick onto Joe there. That is huge. And 90% here, that's going to be enough time as he takes down Carpi as well. That's going to be enough time to allow Gedu to get his Uber, surely. I mean, it's about a 30% ad now, and it does look like they're trying to focus the car. Kazarok kills middle again. What is it with all these scout headshots that's going on right now?
Farming. He's just farming this. I didn't even realize he actually managed to get to the high ground. I didn't see him here or in all the chaos. But the Uber comes in now. The 195, they're going to drop players. Power holds W. Oh, they managed to get it just in time. Flash into the sniper. But, I mean, V-Clock's just still being a complete nuisance. Time's like 2 on the cart there, but May's going to be trying to contest it. Yahoo for help. Oh, God.
Gedu was dancing! No! He lives! He's there, he finally gets him. He was dancing on those railings. He had just on his tiptoes, just jumping around, but Jackie Legs is blocking the cart, and at the moment, that is the most important thing. If that cart doesn't move in the next 20 seconds, then SDCK will win this round. They're trying to push it forward now. Gedu is still down, no heals, but Layla is joining her team. She's trying to heal the people on the cart. Clark gets headshot by Carpi. There is no sentry. There is so much damage going down on the cart. Jackie Legs, Nubby throwing that damage down. There's 2 players left alive, but Hugo cannot get the cart in. And SDCK has the 3, so the second round will be swapped over. It'll be Feila eSports in the blue attacking first, and SDCK in the red trying to beat that. But yeah, I mean, of course, this is Feila eSports. They come into this as the top seed. They did win all of their games in the regular season. You know, they won their 8 regular season matches. They did beat SDCK in the match they played them. I believe that was on Lakeside. I seem to remember watching Carpi stream.
Yeah.
And that was on Lakeside. So Lakeside is the deciding map. So if you get that far, I think they'll be feeling confident. And
that's the problem, though, you see.
Yeah.
The problem is they've got to have a payload win and then get to Lakeside. I feel like if Lakeside was first, they might have took that motivation into a payload.
It is Feila's map choice, of course. So, you know, as the top seed, they got to pick the first map and pick the decider map. The question will be, can they overcome this round? And I think we've talked about this before. Losing your map choice isn't always that big of a deal because, you know, the amount of times we've seen in, you know, Prem finals, Plat finals, teams win each other's map picks, but
Yeah.
as a confidence thing, it won't feel good if they go down 2-0 on upward.
True, but I can see in the first sort of maybe sacks coming in now, just try and move the cart in. Not seeing any crits plays just yet either. I don't think they're going to be running crits, to be honest. I think that's going to stick with the Uber. But Joe's going to be lining up his sticks. Jumping in right now. Let's see what he can get. He's going to jump behind again. No, he decides to jump playground. Actually misses the jump. Runs into May instead. And yeah, more people coming in. Viethoofd comes in. Doesn't find anything though. Clark goes down really low. Clark dies to Afterburn. Oh no.
That's pretty big.
Tragic is what it is. CeeJaey. Tragic.
Tragic. I mean, in regards to the actual game, taking down the NG on the first point means if they take it down that teleporter, you know, that would be huge. But Clark has respawned by the time they're pushing, and oh no, actually the sentry does go down for free. And the Ubers are going to be exchanged better. Uber for Gedu. Actually, Kazrock is backstabbed as well, so you know the afterfight here for SDCK isn't going to be as strong as it was in the past. We'll have to see what happens as Jackie Legs is very weak, can't really commit with any sort of contra or anything like that. And again, there we go, Poker goes down. Gedu goes down to Poi. Huge play coming in there. And we're seeing this situation where Feila do exactly the same thing, Buck, as they did in the first round, but this time it worked because they got the picks.
Yeah, Joe accidentally not bombing playground just led to them winning first, basically, in a minute. I also don't know whether you saw Dickmann there, but he got launched on top of like the wooden bit next to the fence. He was just chilling there with battered the headshot.
Ultimate high ground.
Yeah.
We are seeing Feila pushing up here. Jackie Legs down, Kazrock down, two classes who would probably be able to defend at this point slightly better. Poker actually gets backstabbed by Agi. So this is Uber advantage for Feila. SDCK will be wanting to do something about it, but more importantly, they're getting a good hold on third. And the way things are going right now, by the time the cart gets into any sort of position, Getty might actually have his full charge, but 2 minutes and 3 seconds is pretty fast for the first 2 points, so Feila will be pretty happy here, but they are looking to maybe take some space. SDCK positioning themselves appropriately to make sure they don't get caught out, but yeah. Third point is such a long point. They are going to use in here. Hugo with a really high bomb gets shot out of mid-air by Kazrock. And he gets taunted. Oh no. And then the Uber's used and it achieves nothing. Joe dies to May. Everyone's getting cleaned up on the cart. And again, Buck, what did I say to you earlier? The cart just doesn't get pushed. If you Uber in that early, the cart is left unattended. And it doesn't get up those ramps. That's the most important bit.
I think the most tragic bit about that push is the fact that Geddy didn't even need to use. He didn't even feel the need to use.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, he's still got 100% here, and Clark's gun didn't really take any damage either. It's still up. So this is like a fresh third push. So from that like transition of a 2-minute time basically into second, like they've now got a mountain to climb literally on this roller coaster and in metaphorically with this point against this Uber.
Look how deep Jackie Legs is going there, just trying to fight Hugo. Actually does take him down, using that contra to get aggressive, but it does mean he dies. As Feila are doing this this thing they did in the previous round, which was very successful, just taking the heals onto the cart and getting it up those ramps, and the Uber is going to be used solo onto Joe once again. Viethoofd comes in late, just trying to yeet people away. Oh my god! Thrown off the map! Clark Sentry just adding that extra pushback. The 3 down here for SDCK means that they don't have the pressure to deny the cart going around that little bridge there. Ambersaw doing that donkey work and just, you know, slowly pushing.
Yeah, I think Cart Sentry just kind of achieved the world speed record for anyone on this map with Hugo. He literally just zoomed it right and then zoomed left again somehow. But yeah, Cart actually has been pushed up quite far here, but May's going to be sort of on guard duty for that cart now. As I mean, Kazza is just going huge right now, finding all these snipes, finding Carpi, and finding a lot of other players who are just sort of sitting in this house area. And oh, there we go! Layla goes down to a snipe. I don't know how Layla dies there. Oh god, this is going to be even more of a delay.
What's the opposite of Curse of the Caster? Like blessing of the caster? Like, you know, talking about how good Kazrock's doing. Yeah, Kazza blessing.
I don't think that's a thing, but we can make it a thing. We can make it a thing.
I mean, do you think? I mean, they've managed to get the car up the first 2 ramps. Do you feel Feila are doing anything like essentially wrong here? You know,
I feel like they're overextending too many people, I think, into the Uber. It's like they're pushing in, but then there's like, they're not really shooting things they could be shooting on tracks. Instead, they're kind of just like tunnel visioning on the left side. And then Joe gets caught out, and then Layla's like in a really bad position post-Uber. And then they're not thinking about the post-Ubers as much as they should be. And also, Kaza needs pressure. He's just not getting pressured at all.
How far aggressive people like Nubby are getting, and JackeyLegs using that conch and just being so far forward. He wants to take down Garby every single time, and you know, this is how you should be playing on the defense. Getting a couple of kills and realizing they don't have that ground to stop it. You know, Joe was down, Poi was down, V-Clocks was down. Okay, there's no pyro and no demo. We can take this slope and try to get some aggression. Maybe get another couple of picks, and they do manage to get those picks. So, you know, Feila just being pegged back at every turn, and they do have an Uber again. Big jump in from Hugo, maybe trying to get the force, but doesn't achieve it.
Well, they get poker though, so it might open up something in the elbow area. But Joe goes down again. Like they keep losing Joe in middle in these pushes. Like you need your scouting on the car, and you need your demo in these pushes if they want to try and do anything here. But yeah, I mean, massive plays by SDCK right now. They're holding this. However, Carpy gets the snipe onto Kaz. This might open something up if he manages to live here, and then they just play this slow on tracks.
Yeah, I mean, actually looking at Poi right now, he's in this side house. Getting a lot of damage down, taking a lot of distraction as well. As Uber's used again, a solo Joe Uber. He manages to force the Uber and just dies behind enemy lines.
Poker peeks elbow after he spawns and kills the pyro and the medic, and now everyone's going to die. Poi still just trying to spam from the side house because he can't get space because this gun is still alive and it's causing them a lot of trouble. And I've just noticed actually the car is on top of the cap point, but it's not capped.
Rambo and Middle were just pushing it the entire time, so actually they were doing an amazing job, but you know, a couple of the players spotted it, and May actually just stood onto the car and won the fight against them, so stopping it. But I'm not sure if the solo Joe Uber, where he goes in, forces the Uber, and then tries to stay behind, is really successful.
No.
I feel like a repush would be something better.
Yeah, a repush post-Uber will probably be better for them here. Ajay goes for a slap onto the gun and see if anyone can do any damage here. It does manage to favour them a bit. Clark manages to kill him. Clark goes down actually, so that might favour them going into this last, but they do manage to cap it out eventually. But 7 minutes to try and get that. I mean, that was like, what, 4-minute push from second into third?
Nearly five, nearly five, yeah. I mean, from 2:03 to nearly 7 minutes. Joe actually just jumps onto the car and caps it there, so taking things into his own hands again. But once again, it is an equal Uber situation, and SDCK have positioned themselves right on the top. They have the high ground, and the Uber is used so early by Feila. They're trying to separate the players on the top. Gedu can just use his Uber, and Kazarok body shots Layla, takes her out of the equation. I'm not sure if Gedu has died since the first point, and that's an issue when Layla's died about 5 times in that period.
Oh my god, massive reflect from Yahoo there to save this medic. Oh my god. Hugo jumps up the sort of drop down from under and manages to find a rocket onto Geddy, but he lives because of a Yahoo reflex. But I say that, V-Clocks manages to find some space. Oh, he just go down though. Nubi's still up there with a decent iron bomber pipe, but yeah, I don't know. There's just kind of a bit of impatience coming out from Feila right now, I think. But yeah, well played by Geddy to just stay alive this entire time and get these Ubers out for them.
Poi just casually in a sandwich in the basement.
Yeah,
no one wanting to pressure, and actually Carpy opening things up there with a kill onto Kazarok. So, oh wow.
Oh, that's destruction on in the terms of the thingy. However, this does take away from that bomb. Gedu goes down. Hugo actually manages to find it that second time, so really well played by him to get that pick onto Gedu. And Layla lives as well for all those traps. So massive advantage for them here. Let's see if they can try and make this work.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like, you know, the individual play is the one that saves the day, despite, you know, you're feeding 3 players to the single trap.
It's all bait. It's all the bait.
It's all the bait. Yeah, it's all about distraction. But Poi gets backstabbed by Zaman there, and it does allow SDCK want to do a bit of a passive hold, and yeah, Feila have used their Ruba and achieved nothing but claiming the high ground. JackeyLegs jumps up, gets some decent damage, realizes there isn't really much to contest up there. Gets cleaned up by middle, but SDCK, not a lot of players alive, but enough to keep defending this.
Yeah, and Kaz is now just on this spawn spot. I mean, that Uber was tragic. Layla goes down again. Kaza, like, how is Layla peeking that still when Joe goes down? Crossing the sideline, I guess, and manages to get picked off. But they're going under again here. But yeah, that entire Uber was used onto Poker just in the stairway. Like all like 8 seconds of the Uber, or however long it lasted, was just on poker and just distracted them. Oh god, gets Gedu.
Yeah, he gets a huge headshot to Gedu and then body shots poker down. So you know, Carpy just opening things up. It seems every time they're requiring either Carpy or Hugo to really get the opening. Jackie Legs just cleaning up everybody on the cart, just doing so much work for them. And he's trying to get up there.
We'll just get the camera away from that. No one saw that.
He does manage to jump out and then he dies to Hugo. But I mean, the main thing here is that SDCK, with this passive hold, are managing to get even more time on this last point, and you know, Feila just struggling here, not sure what to do with regards to you know, other than pressuring the car, which is what they're trying to do again. Middling Hugo, getting the cap time, getting it close to the edge. But it's about whether the combo can do something with this Uber advantage they required.
Like, yeah, they're kind of like feeding onto the car without like trying to pressure top left. Like Nubby is just like free spamming top left with the help of poker, and there's not really anyone who can help it. Like Poy's gonna just sack for the cart now, like completely pointless. They come now in with the Uber. Here we go, Hugo jumps in, this is what you want. Get you backs up into spawn, so there's no heals out the front. Nubby's kind of alone here, needs to die. Surfs onto the car, gets some sticks down. Layla dies to the sticks. How is Nubby still alive? They've got no focus on Nubby whatsoever, and Joe's still in this high ground.
Hugo jumps up there, focuses, trying to go for the medic, leaves Nubby, hits 2 rockets on him, Nubby surfs away, kills their medic, survives, gets behind, does a ton of damage and distraction, and you know, Feila still haven't managed to get the car, and Gedu still has 100% Uber, so, you know, yeah, maybe shoot the demo.
Yeah, they're going to try and walk this low ground now. They might just Uber straight in. Let's see if Lady gets caught out by this. So, I don't know, she's okay, she's in the stairway. Gedu needs to be good here post Uber though. He might get caught out. He's between a rock and a hard place. He gets picked off. Maybe a bit of a BM play there. I don't know. Like, I don't know if that was even needed. Laser goes down though from the spam. Jackie comes in clutch from the front stairs, and there we go. I mean, the sandwich pays off, I suppose.
I mean, there was no need for them to be that aggressive. The smart play would have been just to retake top, but it's like, you know what, let's Uber in. And the fact that you get Layla out of it, that as well, like, I feel like SDCK are playing this right now that they've already won. Like, they know how much time. This is going to be well over a 10-minute time. You know, this is not going to be a good time at all for Feila, and you can tell that, you know, something like that is really going to get under their skin and really pressure them even more. You know, you don't want to be struggling and getting frustrated and have a push like that. As there we go, Agi, Hugo, and Joe, Rambasaur middle, they're all falling down to this sack wave, and they don't manage to get anything onto Gedu.
I love that, like, I love the conch speed boost on the poke. He decides to use it to jump over the railing into Joe's face as he was coming up the stairs and just melts him with the minigun. So. Yeah, no combo push coming in straight away there, and Gedu. However, there is a slight ad for Layla, but I mean it's going to be basically even at this point. So, and they've got a telly up here as well from Claw. Like this telly position is really good. I quite like to see this all the time. He's actually on minis surprisingly, but their entire team is just on this high ground apart from the flank.
It's a good thing. I mean, if you're running minis like that, then yeah, have it on the high ground and try and hold it as much as you can. And again, Feila trying to go for suicide waves, but with the sheer massive bodies on the high ground. It's very hard, and you've got May and Jackie Legs playing in the main area, so if anyone peeks main, then they're going to get the early call, and the combo can deal with it from the windows. So Feila are going to have to work out what they want to do here and try to construct some sort of plan, because at the moment they're just sort of throwing bodies and hoping for the best.
I really feel like they need to get people under to sack, like they need to play with the soldier more. I mean, Hugo's bomb worked out before, even though it took 2 attempts, but I mean, Yahoo going down very low there, almost losing that 1v1 to the Pyro. But I mean, the thing is, you're fighting buff players up here, that's the problem. You're fighting buff players, they're going to be inefficient to get buffs and try and walk in here. Like, they need some play onto Gedu in this high ground, like whether that be from spawn, like the defensive spawn, or from under. But the thing is, SDCK are doing such a good job of like calming where everyone is and like playing together as a team and being healed. It's like, it's not really working out for them.
No. Gedu has not been looked at by an enemy gamer for a while now, as Joe, Hugo, and Vglox all try to go in again. Poi dying to the bottle kill. Carpy does manage to get Yahoo, and Nubby and Jackie Legs both going down, so those are pretty big picks, and the respawn's going to be faster for the attacking team. Something happened there, and Yahoo typing easy. So
yeah.
He doesn't mind about dying, because clearly it looks like Feila do actually, they're going to use really early here, Buck, and they're going to take the exchange on the high ground.
Yeah, taking the exchange into a solo heavy on the high ground though, it's like, it's not really going to go well. Focused on 450 here, the combo's still kind of stuck like again, he's working on a hard place. Joe trying to walk up here, but again, he's just going to try and fight a 450 heavy around the corner. Combo's going to back out now, and Layla goes down again. Like, yeah, they're really struggling with this upward last hold, and I knew SDCK would be very comfortable on this point in particular, because they've shown now, and they've shown in the past, how well they can hold this point.
Technically, Feila haven't successfully pushed last yet, because that last round was, you know, it was done with like a second left on the clock, and with a minute left on the clock. They're under a lot of pressure, and they've managed to take down 5 players. So maybe this is the opportunity they want. They take down Gedu as well, 23-second respawn for him, and maybe, just maybe, this is the chance that they've wanted. They're not really going to have time to have an Uber in the next few seconds, but Jackie Legs trying desperately to block this car, and actually him and May are working together. Carpy in the window is going to get pressured by Zaman. That's to run away, but doesn't get away in time, and Feila just playing it slow here, but maybe just waiting for that Uber to just maybe finish things off.
Yeah, and then you got Joe like feeding in here, middle feeding in here, like without a medic. It's like they've still got the sniper and the mini and the demo on the high ground. Like they haven't got their own players coming up to this top area with their med. The thing is, when you clear the high ground like this, what you want to try and do is you want to try and buff your sniper and then play with the sniper and maybe pick off their sniper, because their sniper might not be buffed, especially if the med's like, you know, with the demo here. Hugo with the big bomb, this is what you should be doing. Like misses that last rocket, but he does manage to get the last one in. And then might be trying to Uber and get this.
They just swarm the car there. Layla actually uses her Uber when everyone's already died, and then uses it to try and push the car, and then dies to Jackie Legs anyway. So that couldn't have gone worse. And that's use the Uber to lock down the spawns maybe, don't let everyone die and use the Uber to cap the car. That's not how TF2 works, unfortunately. But Feila eSports not able to cap last buck. How harsh is that on morale, do you think, right now?
Very. I mean, there's no other way to put it, really. Like you said, for last, like, if you got the high ground like that, and like, you know, Hugo bombed in, and he did a good job of actually bombing in there, you know, that's what he should be doing, I mean, especially if he was buffed. But like, Joe should have followed up, right? He's probably the only other person who can easily get up there. If he just sits on that high ground and then starts sticking up the spawn door and then sticking up the rest of the high ground, it forces the rest of SDCK into the low ground if they want to take an easy fight. And then you're fighting on an even playing field then. You can just sort of get people on the car. But then they sacked way too many people onto the car. They sit like 5 people on the car, which even in a panic situation you should never do, because, you know, it takes like some spam and then everyone's on half health, and then your med can't keep up with all the damage, so they should just try and spread themselves out after people lock out the spawn. But yeah, either way, SDCK, really nice hold there, and we'll have to see how they do on this offense.
Yeah, essentially SDCK now, all they need to do is cap last and they guarantee a win, regardless of how long it takes, within the limits of the round timer, of course, or they just need to cap third faster than, you know, 6:45. Do you think Feila can hold on here?
It's going to be rough. I mean, you know, not letting them cap third, I mean, it is doable, but I mean, they've got all the time in the world to cap it, and I really think SDCK are feeling themselves at the moment, so they'll probably come up with some ways of doing it, so yeah, it's going to be tough.
Seeing the suicide waves coming in, Zaman actually going all the way to the spawn to deal with that teleporter, which was a big deal in the previous round. Those respawns coming in for Feila really helped, and Yahoo using that jetpack to take the high ground. Nabi going down, May going down, Yahoo all going down, not achieving the force, actually keeping Layla fairly well protected, and nothing really lost here other than the teleporter, which Rambasaur is teleporting back to deal with, and Zaman is actually just staying in the spawn and, you know, trying to deal with that teleporter as it gets, you know, put back up, which Rambasaur is unable to do right now. And SDCK, I don't want to say they're struggling, but Nabi goes in deep, manages to take down Poi, but doesn't get the damage onto Layla needed. So Feila not looking too bad right now.
I imagine they might try and take a trade here and just try and hope for a better DM fight afterwards. I mean, Zaman, okay, Teleinterest is going back up here, so he's going to go for that again. But I mean, you know, Hugo's already back here, so they haven't used this time in. I thought SDCK would have been faster here, but they're kind of slow. But they lose 2 on Feila, Mill and Ajay going down here, but Jackie and also Zaman going down.
Yeah, bizarre exchange. Carpy goes down, so no sniper on the defense is going to be pretty harsh for the post-super fight, but Nabi takes so much damage. Yahoo actually goes down, but so does Vclock, so no Pyros in the game right now. Layla is pretty weak and not in a really comfortable position, but takes that sandwich from Poi just to get a bit of health back. SDCK are still fighting this, trying to get in deep, using the advantage of the fact that they have a sniper and Feila do not. Ejaculates with that direct hit, is going to take down the sentry gun. Py is the furthest man forward and gets cleaned up. And there we go. Feila trying to do a bit of an aggressive hold here, and they might get caught out.
Why are they trying to aggro hold with like 3 people on the hill? It's so strange. That, I mean, the whole of SDCK is going to surge forward into this hill. Poker getting quite lucky there, almost dodged the spam, but then Joe's going to be running out of ammo here. He's going to try and back up to reload. They're going to just try and come in forwards. But quite a few weak players on SDCK delaying them. However, I say that, the Uber comes out in return, but Geddy does come up to Uber. Isn't in a position to save Poker either, so I don't know. They're going to be firing into an Uber out here on this defense, so which is a problem.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very aggressive use of the Uber. I'm not sure if it's the smart thing to do, because unless you're guaranteed to get that force on the enemy medic or the kill, then not sure if it's a good choice to do it. And now SDCK are playing with a huge Uber advantage, and the fact that Karpi's also down for another few seconds means they're not going to have to worry about using anytime soon. But Middle actually batting down Clark, cleaning up people on the cart, getting the kills, and as the way it looks, SDCK probably don't even have to use. They're just going to take second for free. Hugo is trying to hide, but Poker is words to the wise to that. And I think Feila are realizing maybe they shouldn't have used that. Let's just hold on to the 3rd point and get ourselves set up for what they need to hold for the next 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, Nubby being a bit complacent there, not checking his back, and actually doing a good job of actually picking him up there. So we'll delay their pushing since they don't have a demo. Going to be waiting for him to come in. But yeah, it's going to be even Ubers once again. Going to be setting up this 3rd hold is Feila, but Cart is moving quite quickly here. Jackie going down very low here, almost getting picked off. But yeah, we'll have to see if they can try and hold this high ground.
It's almost like last chance saloon right now for SDCK. Sorry, for Feila. That is, they need to hold on to this point, otherwise it is not going to end up well for them. They'll have to hard hold last, but as it is, SDCK getting a lot of card time. They're pushing up. They've lost 4 players here, so maybe they'll live to fight another minute or so. But yeah, SDCK have a lot of time. You know, 2.5 minutes. If they capture the 3rd point, they do win, but they still are able to capture that last point at any point in time.
I like how Samantha's doing it. It's very interesting. It's like he like decloaks in the car, does it 2nd time, trying to go for some headshots on Carpy, but I don't think he finds it. It just go down. Aggressive bomb in here from the soldier. Doesn't manage to find anything though. Rambo with this constant wrangle going to be denying them. Clark getting a headshot from Carpy there as he tries to peek in the doorway, but yeah, quite aggressive hold there. We'll have to see how much sort of time this bears off as Joe's trying to get aggressive.
They did have a very good 3rd hold last time. You know, that's where Feila did get a lot of their time. A big bomb in from Jackie Lays. He's going to land right in the thick of things. Doesn't manage to get any meaningful kills or damage. And SDCK just taking the exchange this time.
Oh,
and they
God.
take down Joe!
Yeah, Layla wasn't in position. Like, she was really passive, and the downside of that is that if your demo's aggressive, like, you know, you're not on the beam, you're not going to be ready for that Uber, and now they're 3 down. They lost their heavy and their demo and their NG and the Pyro. All really big defensive classes, and they're going to have to rely on Carpy here. And they have to. The thing is, they can't back out. They have to commit for this, because otherwise they lose. And I don't know whether they can't just throw away everything with that lack of Uber.
Yeah, I mean, they drop Joe, but then they just drop everybody else as well, as Yahoo just takes a solo Uber, goes in and kills everything, and Geddy died in all of that, but it doesn't really matter if you've got a place to keep capping. And then Feila here come out with the respawns. The man was waiting and takes down Layla. Carpy is going to headshot him. He's on a 5k right now, but that 5k is ended. And there we go, May is on the cart. Jackie Legs jumps in. Joe is trying desperately to hold on to it. As does Hugo. They do manage to get the kills, but it's only Beaglock's employee, and it's not enough. It's going to be a 2-0 on Upward. Feila's choice of map, but SDCK take it with ease. We're on the 2nd map now of this grand final, season 30 of UGC Platinum Highlander. And Feila eSports, the top seed, picked PL Upward as their first map of choice, where they lost it 2-0. SDCK taking it in quite convincing fashion. We're on to Swiftwater now, another payload map, a UGC exclusive. And if SDCK rather take this map as well, then they will be UGC Platinum champions. Feila need to win this to stay in the tie. We may move on to Lakeside if necessary, but for the time being, SDCK will be attacking first in the blue with Feila in the red. And probably a little bit longer here, Buck. I mean, Swiftwater is known for its kind of long period of time to take it to cap.
Yeah, I've seen stupidly long times. I've seen like 17, 18-minute times on this map before. It's kind of ridiculous. Middle being a bit cheeky there. Actually, imagine to cleave a nubby through the window. I didn't even know that was possible. But there you go. If you want to cleave someone through the window, you can do that.
Learn something new every day.
Indeed. Can be mega passive though at the moment. And we got Big Bomb coming in from Jackie Legs right now. Gonna be trying to spam them out. Yo, just no fear on this man. He's gonna be holding W straight through the door into a Rev Heavy in a Sentry. As later just gonna be sitting in the corner. Have a big snipe coming in, and Poker getting very aggressive here.
was that a taunt from Kazarok as he took down Joe? I mean, Carpy there getting a couple of kills, pretty important kills. Oh, welcome back to Critscast as we're continuing our coverage of the UGC Platinum Highlander Grand Final Season 30. Apologies for the technical issues. For some reason, there are internet problems across the UK today. So I'm still here, but we've lost Scrambled. ArchRhytm has stepped in, and he's continuing the production. And Lucky has joined me for the remainder of this match. Hi. Thrusting you in, Lucky. I'm going to give you a quick recap. Feila eSports, top seed, undefeated. Picking upward as their first match, losing it 2-0 in pretty crippling fashion against SDCK. Onto the second map, which was Swiftwater, SDCK's map choice. And in the first round, other than middle timing out and being replaced by Lilypad, aka Spamfest, we have seen a blitzingly fast time by SDCK on the offense, and it's not looking good for Feila right now, but they are in the blue and they are attacking. And the final question, Lucky, are you ready and are you in the server?
I need to connect. That would be great.
How dare you? I mean,
how dare I?
Can't you just read my mind and
there we go.
Let's have a look. I've got it for you.
Alright, I'm here. Don't worry. I'm in. I'm coming in. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for this. Yeah.
It happens. It happens to the best of us. But once again, this is where we left off, actually, just the other way around. So this time we're seeing SDCK on the high ground. This second hold, this famous second hold on Swiftwater, which is basically get every single one of your players and put them as high as possible on the map. Just trying to defend this tunnel and defend this point. We are seeing some crits coming out of Feila here, and they're actually trying to use it through the tunnel, and they just lose Joe because it's a sticky trap.
Oh, losing them straight away. They're pretty disastrous now as I'm actually in the server. But yeah, sticking your entire team up top there with the Sentry Gun following on down on that tunnel. It'll be a pretty hard ask to get their players in there now. Especially with the Spy staring down at them, obviously getting all that information for the team. He's actually moving in towards Layla, unclosed against Spotted at the last moment there and gets revved down there by Poi, absolutely annihilated. But they are going to try and muscle their way through here, it would seem. The Heavy's through the door and he kills Layla! Oh my god, he takes out Joan as well, and Poi's the only survivor there. Inside that room, the sniper trying to peek at the stickers on the door. Gonna deny him there, Siege.
You can't deal with the Posco when he's in full rev. You know, getting over a kill a minute on the first map, absolutely dominating, and he's ready. May here on a 6k, and Nubby just piping people down. And SDCK having a much better time with this high ground hold on the second point compared to Feila, which crumbled after one push. Looking at the time, as you can see the timer at the top there, just coming to 1 minute left for them to push. This is a notoriously long map. You know, this is not played in TF2 because people complain about how long it is. Even people complain about pawning it being a long map. But Ziman getting the backstab onto later, this is not happening. I'm calling it like a minute early. Right, this is not happening. You can't cap the next 4 points of Swiftwater in 45 seconds. So this is just for the logs now, and Feila just making it look a little bit more pleasant for their part.
Yeah, I mean, they were just sacrificing themselves there to a sticky trap on the doorway. They were just like, nah, this is done. We can taunt in front of this doorway now. This game's over. But yeah, 33 seconds left on the clock here. Jack and Next just going to be sitting on top of the card. They're not even moving it. They acknowledge the fact that they have lost. If a team could GG out, this would be the time to do it. CeeJaey.
Yeah. We kind of need that, don't we? I feel like, you know, you need a GG. Like, you have it in CSGO, you know, you win the 16th round, you're done. You know, and in Dota, it's like, right, I'm done, GG, and then it triggers the end of the game. But no, we have this. I think this is just like demoralizing.
The glory of TF2 in that you have definitely lost, and now you must sit here and mumble with the rest of your team until it ends.
Yeah, exactly. I've just seen Nubby double pipe someone and then taunt, and you know, it's like you've lost the round, and you're feeling bad about yourself, and then people are still like slaying you and then taunting, and then just at the end, you're basically indefensible, and they have crits, and then they kill you and taunt again, and it's like, okay, you've hammered home the fact that I've lost, but as it stands, at the moment, SDCK are one round away from becoming UGC Platinum champions. Sorry, once again, Feila eSports, the top seed, coming into this. I mean, as Buck was saying at the start of the cast, you know, Feila looking really strong this season, managing to, you know, go even on points with SDCK during the TF2 season. You know, going 3 for 3, and looking pretty good for the playoffs as well. Coming into this probably with a little bit of hope and promise, you know, a couple of changes on the SDCK roster. We had Nubby coming in for demo over Sandburn, and Dickmann subbing in for Mezzo. Maybe there was a little bit more hype surrounding Feila, but so far SDCK have looked very, very strong. And I don't know, what would you say to Feila right now? I mean, they're having to attack now. How do you boost your team?
I mean, you gotta tell them at this point in time, you gotta approach their mindset and be like, guys, just reset after that game, we've gotta come at this at a new angle, because clearly the last time it did not work. They've gotta come up with a new plan, new strategy, understand what they're gonna do straight out of the gate, have a game plan in mind and come into it strong. Stick to the game plan, play a little bit safer potentially, don't, like, you know, get yourself out there in front of those sniper sight lines, get spied, make sure you're checking those corners, check the traps, just make sure you're playing a bit safer, you know, so you can get those objectives a lot faster without these delays, as we are seeing them come out the gate now, CeeJaey.
Oh, was that an air pipe?
That was an air pipe straight away.
Hugo just denied.
That's not a good start if you are if you are the blue soldier. You've just been air piped into the floor and absolutely demolished. As we are seeing a few players go down here.
Yeah, this is the classic Swiftwater first, where everyone just kind of sits and waits because there's no way you can really defend this first point other than from the tunnel, and basically means giving up all this ground for free and hoping that you get some picks. But you take a look at SDCK, they're just leaving Kazarok there, just keeping an eye out, but Clark is getting ready to just move all of his stuff away, getting set up on that high ground and having this this high hold on second, as Joe's actually jumping really far forward and actually takes down Clark. He's taken down the engineer, so this high hold, this sentry might be spammable, and this is actually a good opportunity to Feila now.
Yeah, they've got 12 seconds of Engineer being dead to make something happen, but it looks like we are seeing JackieLegs pop out the conch. This could create some space for the Engineer respawner, which is now coming through. 2 Farosh and Clark with a respawner there. They have now spotted out the sentry gun, but they whiffed the rocket. Does not hit the sentry gun. No damage done to this gun, CeeJaey, and that opportunity that they had, absolutely in the bin. Rambo saw there, the blue NG also getting taken down there by a headshot and losing their demo as well now. Oh, a little bit disastrous. It's spelling the fate of the last game.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that we've seen. You know, kind of, that's the thread we've seen throughout the entire series, really, where you get these openings. You know, a player from Feila gets a big pick, Carpy gets something, Agi gets something, Joe gets something, but then they don't take advantage of that, and that sentry was easily takeable down. Even the teleporter, which, as you can see, the teleport exit on that roof is allowing people to get onto the high ground straight away. But Carpy did take down Nubby. There was no demo. Are they going to take advantage of this? Joe's actually through the door, and they may take down May. Carpy going for the hero shot. That was optimistic at best.
Monk-esque, if you are that red medic sat inside that dispenser armor there, and JackieLegs there just suiciding his life away. But maybe the strategy here, right, if you think about it, Sen, he's going to go in behind. He's already clicked up, he's heading towards it. He's doing exactly what I'm thinking. And that is, okay, not that. But he does kill Kazarok there. Maybe you take the teleporter if you are the spy. You get up on top of that roof, you backstab the NG, you sap the gun, and then that's all you can really do.
Yeah, I mean, there needs to be some sort of opening. Kazarok's down, Yahoo's down, so no pyro, no sniper. This is going to give a lot more space to people. Look at Carpy actually taking onto the flank now, and JackieLegs is all too aware of that. And once again, Carpy is left on his own. This has been something that Feila does so often. Carpy getting into a position where he now has, you know, the availability to get an angle on the medic or someone else important. Kazarok is down, there's no counter snipe going, but no one goes there to support him, and JackieLegs has that brain. He's been around the block once or twice, and he knows what's going to happen. He's there to just deny him straight away. And once again, like you said, Lucky, not taking advantage of these sort of openings that they're getting. You know, Sniper and Pyro down, that was an optimum time to push up the top, but so far Feila struggling to get anything done. But Joe does take down Clark.
Yeah,
that is something.
The gun is actually super low right now. This would be an epic opportunity. If they just try and bust through, destroy that gun and burst into this point, then it would be a great opportunity. Loads of weak players, there you go. Sentry gun going down to the direct hit of Uther, and it is going to be a little bit of opportunity here for Jackie Legs to get pressured away now. The Uber now comes out from Layla on that high ground, but lots of pressure onto Eggy Bread. He's not really fighting too much. He is going to just flog Pyro his way out to victory with the crits, nearly on top of the medic there, trying to chase him down, but he won't find it. He does get a detonator jump, but the air blast coming out. But eventually, he does find the pick onto Jedu, and this is going to spell lights out for the red side as they're finally pushing this point.
Wow. Eggy Bread, aka V-Clocks, just, you know what, at that point he's just like, you know what, I am done. That's his like super villain origin story right there. You know, I can't push with for a second, I'm gonna go detonator and I'm gonna go flog.
You're just screaming, I'm here boys, like retreat fire stuff.
He did take the like half of the team down by himself. Layla does get backstabbed by Zaman, so SDCK actually back into a commanding position here. I think Feila will manage to get this third point, which almost certainly drops down after a successful wipe on the second point like that, kind of like, you know, transitioning between the points there. But this next point is the big one when it comes to trying to push it in.
The big sticky sink! Oh my god, I saw him setting that up from a mile away. He sinks all those stickies into the air, brings them down onto the cart, frags 2 big picks there, and that is absolutely amazing gameplay. Halting that cart aggression so that they can get the Sentry Gun a few more levels. They're managing to get to level 2 now. It looks like Boy on that car with a Fist of Steel, just doing the usual heavy things, just trying to get up as far as he can before he probably sacks his life away. But Carp now just trying to peek as well, trying to find as much room as they can, but the pressure from Jackie Legs and the flank cannot be understated.
Yeah, they're making everybody look in multiple different directions. Carpi actually doing a great job of taking down Kazarok, which, you know, defensive sniper on this is so strong, but Uber comes in. Layla doesn't have it yet, she's at 90%, she's only 50 HP, but does manage to get into the spawn just in time. A lot of players going down there, but the faster respawns for the attacking team and the fact that the respawn queue, you know, the door is right there, makes it a really good situation for Feila. But once again, you know, they get Kazarok down, but they don't clean up the flank, and Kazarok is alive for the time being and takes down Poi. So this Uber push, actually big jump in by Jackie Legs, and he actually survives that as well. So he has the audacity to bomb in, try to get the medic force, and then just jump away again when he doesn't.
Sen has had some questionable uncloaks. He's just been running in, uncloaking like while running, and then just running directly into a group of players, and they all see him, and he just continues on in at that point, knowing he's done. But the Uber now comes out as we do see V-Clocks there bombing in deep with the Pyro jetpack, but he's going to get pinged down there by Kazarok and go down. Layla there with a bit of a fail Uber, unfortunately, with the rest of her team in tow. They're now on this car, plenty of cap time, but Nubby now diving onto that car with the Uber charge. We are seeing Jedu in tow there. Does manage to pick up the flash as well onto Nubby. Nubby now with a bottle out. He's just bare swinging at players. But he does manage to survive without the dispenser there. It's going to be very valuable actually, since they're not going to be able to pump out enough heals, but the dispenser there, making it so the entire team able to heal up, and they are able to get this reset on this hold.
Yeah, you see how aggressive Nubby's being, just playing down in that choke. Carpi is trying to peek and being the first one there, and just gets taken out because of it, trying to get those picks that his team so desperately requires. The Uber was pretty decent from Feila, but the fact that they didn't clean up Gedu during it meant that the counter Uber was good. But you know, getting the pick onto Nubby, Clark goes down as well, Sentry's down, Yahoo's down, and that all-important dispenser is down. Joe is the only person to go down on the side of Feila. But this is huge for them right now, and Eggy Bread, V-Clock's taking all those heals. They have an Uber, Gedu does not have an Uber yet. Poker surely going to be taken down here by Poi. Poi is getting aggressive as well, and this fourth, or is this, yeah, this is point number 4. I lose track on Swiftwater. There's too many points, too long. I can't concentrate, but yes, it's 4 point. It happens in a marathon, yeah, a best of 3. This is a best of 3, of course. But yeah, that 4th point going down in 7:16. Not an Uber advantage anymore for Feila, but I mean, they're getting there. They did cap last, lucky, on upwards. So if they cap last on this round, it'll be better than they've done in any round so far in this series.
I mean, I have my hopes. I believe in Feila, to be honest. Joan and Layla are my favourite people. They're such nice guys. I love them to bits. We are seeing Joan and Layla now go with the Uber charge up onto the high ground here, barreling down on the Sentry Gun, trying to get as much damage as possible. We are seeing the ready to come out and trade. Joan is being shoved into a corner here. He's going to get collapsed upon by Posca in the corner there, and it's just Hugo there in the corridor there with the shotgun out, taking a 1v1 with the scout as well. Does manage to take him down as well. Tons of players down for the blue side. This could be a tiny bit of a push forward here from the red team, just to destroy a few buildings and get their space forwards, and that's exactly what they've done. And they're going to go for a big old reset now. The cart though, super far forward.
Really far forward, and that does actually cause Poker to have to fall down on the floor here and actually stand on the cart to prevent that sneak cap, because it does fall into the pit very easily. But looking at Kazarok right now, Lilypad, sad face in chat, because Kazarok is on the Huntsman, and maybe just, Buck and I were talking about it earlier, as he takes down Hugo as well.
Or Sen!
Or they're just screwing the BM a little bit here, just turning the screws and maybe making Feila slightly more frustrated. But they do have an advantage here. Lucky, and that's because Layla is on crits.
Kritzkrieg. I do love me some Kritzkrieg. We don't see enough Kritzkrieg in my opinion. It's the godlike weapon of all medic weapons to come into this game, and they are moving forwards with it immediately as they've got this 25% advantage to use. But obviously Kritzkrieg notoriously not going to get buildings, but they're finding the frags anyway as they find a bunch of damage on the side of the red team, but very actual few frags there. They have managed to survive with the bulk of their units, but the sentry gun going down as well. But it's going to be Joan now, all on his lonesome. Is going to get taken down pretty much immediately. The soldier now on the car isn't going to find anything, and once again it's going to be a bit of a failed push here, and they are going to be able to reset once again. This is an incredibly difficult point to push.
You know what? Throughout all of that, Gedu didn't die.
That's actually crazy. He was ducking and weaving. I was like, he's dead for sure. There's no way he's alive. And he's alive.
He's just chilling. He's just chilling. There is actually a fence now that stops people from spreading out. Oh no! Agi drops down against the backstab together. This is curse of the caster. We talk about him staying alive there. And in comes the backstab, gets the drop. First drop we've seen, I think, for a while. Poi with the cross. Oh, so close. If I was Poker,
9 HP. Oh, funny now that the body shot comes in. We are seeing the spike on the car, but the sentry gun just takes him out immediately. The crits can come through once again, though. They are barreling through this doorway, but it looks like they aren't going to get any further than that. They've just fired off a few crit stickies, couldn't really find too much, but they are now just trying everything. They're throwing everything in this car. They're throwing bodies at it, it would appear. Joan is now getting on top of it as well. The demo man sticking up there. We've got Boy walking forward, is going to get absolutely shredded by the minigun. We've got Vicox also going in now on top of the car, and they do cap it. And that is going to be an epic win there, 10 minutes and 27 seconds.
Now, normally I say if you're pushing on payload and it takes you over 10 minutes, you're going to have a bit of a sad face, okay? It's not going to be a happy moment. But as it's Swiftwater, we are used to seeing slightly longer times. So I would say it wouldn't be the worst time in the world for Feila. However, we did see SDCK blitz them in the previous round in like 3 minutes or something, so there is so much pressure on them right now. SDCK, the only thing I think Feila can look at this right now is hope that SDCK gets so overconfident that they somehow beef and take too long. And it's their opening to get back into this tide, because as it is at the moment, if SDCK win this round, if they push in faster than 10:26, they're going to be champions in just 2 maps.
What do you think is going to be the deciding factor for the fail of either one of these teams? Do you reckon it's just going to be that they hold like a wet sponge and just collapse under the pressure, or do you reckon it's going to be that they just barrel through them so hard with sheer aggression and out DM? What do you reckon it's going to be?
I think SDCK want to get this done, and I think they're just going to barrel through. I don't think it's the fact that I think Feila are going to be better on the defense than on the attack, because they're going to be playing around Karpi. Karpi has to kind of play with the combat. There we go, he's the first one to get a kill. Yeah, I mean, he is the current sniper of the season, the current MVP of TF2 from the previous season. He is a force to be reckoned with. And I think it actually serves Feila well to be playing on the defense, and if they play around him, then they can get a lot done. But I think if SDCK put their mind to it and really focus, I'm not sure if Feila are going to be able to resist for much longer.
Yeah, they did actually set up that incredibly clever entrance there, the teleporter entrance, able to teleport them onto the high ground pretty quickly, but they are bombing in nice and deep with the pyro, with the sentry in the air there, and looks like he isn't going to get anything, just gets blasted down to the low ground, but the sentry gun already going down, like you said, barreling through, as we do see Karpi ring out a headshot to Bosca, does manage to take him down there, but this is going to be a favourable trade for the blue side, as they have managed to get that gun nice and early and take some high ground off of the red team.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at the difference between the two teams there. At the same stage there, when Feila were pushing the second point, the only person who got aggressive as they were capping the cart was Joe, and he jumped up, and if you remember, he got Clark. Whereas this time, SDCK are like, we only need ×3 on the cart, everybody else jumps forward, and they managed to get so much. Feila barely have anything up the top here. They don't have
force.
defense. Yeah, and they get the force as well, so SDCK have got the momentum, and Feila are just totally just being pulled apart at the seams, and they don't know where to look right now.
Yeah, they are just running at them. They do not care. This is like OG Dota in a nutshell. Just run at them and pray things die as Layla gets taken out there by Nubby running through a doorway, as I say that. Nothing can stop this man when he's got a buff and is just running at your medic. Joan clinging on to that top area on a slither of HP. He is up against the sniper of Kazarok. There's not really much he's going to be able to do here. Probably going to die in the next few seconds. He is retreating now, starting to get on top of that health pack. But it looks like they can now push through. The blue side taking all of that high ground, and the red side opting that they're going to get the hell out of here as the sentry gun is going to get sapped.
Yeah, the fact that the sentry gun is on the low ground is already a bad sign. Nubby just going there, nicking that kill with the pipe there, not going to get the sap distraction, and Joe's down for another 10 seconds. So again, you know, the momentum from second to third here might be enough, but it does look like Feila want to buy maybe a little bit more time here. You know, Yahoo is just so deep right now. He doesn't care. He just wants to go forward and get as much stuff done, and it's not allowing Feila to get into a position they want to be in. Poi is actually really far aggressive, but Nubby's caught him out. Bit of a 1v1 going on right now. Poi is going to try and survive. Jackie's on the chase. Doesn't allow him to get into score.
Yeah, that was a nice little attempt there from Poi to survive, and they have managed to get through this next point. ×5 on the cut, looks like they're going to cap this one up easy peasy, and there is no sentry gun yet, so Uber now gets, like, just popped, and they are now just in, nice and deep. Number one sentry gun is all they have, and Yahoo, like you said before, just in mega deep, and he is just burning everything in his path. Shotgun's out as well. If you can't use the flamethrower, just use your shotgun with all the bullets in the world, and looks like they are going to be pushing back onto this high ground. But the red side got a bunch of frags there, now they're going to be able to get some kind of rebuttal, as they have got V-Clocks bombing in nice and deep with Layla in tow with German as well, but they didn't find the pick that they needed, which was Jedu. As a result of this, they are going to have an Uber advantage with Nubby just bombing in deep, and the air shot with the Wrangler and the headshot signal.
Yeah, actually, I mean, Nubby going so deep there, but Kapi with the headshot onto Gedu is going to afford them an Uber advantage now, and this is the point where maybe things can be chipped off a little bit more. You know, buying themselves a little bit more time, but Kazarok with a nice pick onto Joe. No demo for the defensive side is going to force them back a little bit, and people are just running a little bit scared without their talisman. Kazarok taking out Kapi as well. There is very little denial on this point, and Hugo is going to try and jump in and get some damage done. He does get some decent damage, manages to take down May before being taken down by Yahoo. But SDCK just performing as a blob. Jackie Legs jumping forward, making people look at him, while the rest of his team healing up, going forward and getting the cap time. And Kazarok, he's just pushing further and further forward, and he manages to take down Layla. He dies, but he gets the pick. He'll take that trade any day of the week.
Yeah, that's an amazing pick right there. Jedu up now with 61%, did get pushed back by the Pyro class, and they are going to go on a little bit of a retreat here, giving a chance for Rambo to sort of reset and get that sentry gun back up and running for his team. And they've got a bit of a foothold now, as Lilipad managed to find his way in behind, but now the entirety of the blue team has respawned at the exact same time, and they are now moving forwards with 95% Uber. They are going to be building this one on the way. The risk of losing your medic here kind of high, as they do pop out the Super State Posca's life. They are making their way around this corner. The heavy is sort of weak here. They do manage to take down that sentry gun and take down Rambo as well, which is a huge pick. They have now got time on this cap, and this point is just melted away.
Yeah, it's just going to be taking the one saving grace, the one thing you can look at and think, okay, there's still a chance. Layla surviving, she's at 60% right now, Gedu only at 30, so an Uber advantage for Feila here. Zeman is lurking around on the last point, maybe waiting to have an opportunity on maybe going for that medic there, but quite aggressive here from Feila, trying to hold in, you know, just outside this lobby. Joe actually just getting some stickies down, but at the end of the day there is 5 minutes left on the clock, and SDCK have almost got the car in without any sort of resistance.
Yeah, this is just looking brutal at this point. I think there's a little bit of giving up on the side of Jonah and Layla, but nevertheless, Jonah's like, I'm not giving this one away for free, and he's just layering stickies on top of this cart now, and they are setting up for some kind of defense against this. Rambo putting the sentry gun on the high ground rather than on the low ground there. Probably expecting a bit of a sniper peek coming out, so sticking it on that high ground there does prevent that little bit of an angle, but not too much difference.
Yeah, I mean, there's still the thing about there we go, and we see SDCK using the Uber on the low ground, but you can see why it's a struggle, because you lose so many people trying to get up there, and they've lost 7 people in that exchange, and the only person who dies for Feila is Lilypad. Gedu actually dies there 2 V-clocks right at the end, so Uber advantage for Layla, and that's the problem pushing in from that area. You have a lot of ground to make up. The defensive team has such amazing high ground. Look at where Poi is. You know, he stood on this light. Really hard for anyone to deal with him unless they get into the area where the sentry's going to be shooting them. But oh, man, just edges that cart a little bit closer. Rambasaur actually has to drop down onto the cart to stop it physically from capping, and he gets cleavered.
Oh, they just need to yeet themselves out. You know, what do you call a 9-man sack? We got the 4-man, George 4-man. I can't remember what the others are called actually, but what do you call a 7-man sack is what we should come up with here, because they should just sack their whole team onto it. It's so close to being capped.
At this point, you just need to run in. Like, you know, Feila have to drop people onto the cards. Imagine!
Oh!
That card must be magnetic! It's like... it's so
tilting!
Close. Even Poi did a double take. He looks at the card, he's like, how is that not falling in yet? What's going on? He's just stood on it.
He's saying, please, somebody help me, this card, and he's doing it, gets pumped down and dies. Incredible.
Everybody on Feila clenching right now. Even V-Clocks now is going to drop into the guy. He's spy checking because they're worried about Zaman going in again. The Uber is going to come in. May gets taken down.
Oh, the spy just uncloaks onto the cap and caps it out. GGs are out in the chat. And amazing little last push there from the blue side, just Ubering, decloaking that spy, getting it into drop off, and this is a show of dominance from SDCK.
Thank you, obviously, the teams put on a great show. Congratulations to SDCK for winning UGC Platinum Highlander Season 30. Commiserations to Feila eSports for another 2nd place medal. And thank you all for watching. We'll be continuing our coverage of not only the ETF2 season, it is week 5 next week, or this week I should say, with CP Steel being on the agenda. And we'll also have the Highlander Open Grand Final, so keep an eye out on Chris Ast for all of that. We also have some merch available with the Lockdown Throwdown items still available for purchase if you are interested. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Hi, old beaver! Away!